What's up out there? I am kind of aimlessly wandering around right now trying to figure out what to do and how I'm going to go beat the Throne of the Herald. So basically in the last video for this series, we tried to fight the Throne or the Herald and just couldn't even make a dent. I just wasn't doing enough damage to him. So what I need to do is go level a bunch of things up and kind of just sit back and try to figure it out. We've also got the Into the Abyss expansions dropped. And I've not really been in a hurry to push this and try to do a whole lot because I've been focused on the expansion with my standard account. So what I did with this is once we got done with that video the other day, I started working on rune crafting. So I've got rune crafting all the way down to, what do we got here? 116. The only thing that I can't do is a calamity wand. That's it. That's the only thing that I cannot create, which is what it is. I could do a meteorite staff, and I can do all the way up through the lightning gear. I can do all of that. And because we can do all of this now, I can actually get into archaic magic, and we've got all the different runes for everything. So we're good there. So I've got rune crafting up to 116. I can do whatever I want with magic. I also went down and worked on mining. I got mining all the way up to 116, which I just can't get to the cerulean ore, which who cares about, or the cerulean gem vein. I don't care about that. What I was able to do is because of this relic right here, 15% chance to receive the bar version of an ore when mining, I was able to get enough meteorite bars and divinite bars because I can't smith them. I don't have the level for that. But I was able to get enough bars out of this to upgrade all my tools. So I've got the upgraded pickaxe and upgraded axe and all that stuff. So we're good there. That's taken care of. Leveled all these up. Upgraded everything I could. Went into wood cutting. Got this up to 120. I've collected some carrion trees. I did a little bit of thieving earlier, and I just because I could park it on that. I wasn't ready to think through that my next step, so I just did a little bit of thieving. I don't know if I want to do any more with it or not. I need to look and see what NPCs have, the bottom NPCs on here. Like I need to see if these last 5 have anything useful. If not, I'll probably skip it. But I switched over to doing a little bit of fletching. I'll probably maybe let this go on fishing or something overnight. I'm thinking I might want to get fire making to 100, at least 100, because there is some township stuff that I can get out of it. But basically right now I'm just working on some things, kind of just letting this simmer off to the side. I want to continue forward with things, but I want to try to figure out what I need to do. Couple of things I need to do is get attack and defense up to 118. Those I need to do. I also need to idle the cursed forest. Yeah, I need to idle the cursed forest and get this gear. And then I need to idle the Slayer area and see if I can get these weapons and see if they help. So the Throne of the Herald fight is 3 phases. And I believe you have to use, I believe it's recommended to use melee on the first and then magic on the final 2. I think you could do melee magic ranged or something like that. So I might try to gear up I want to try to gear all 3 up and see what they do. But I need to collect some things first and try to give myself the best runway to do the most damage possible. So I've been kind of trying to work this little puzzle together and figure some things out. Now, getting 120 in wood cutting allows me to get carrion trees. It also allows the township trade to unlock so that I can get this wood box, which also gives elder, revenant, and carrion logs. Those can then be used in, I can pop this off, get a big stack of trees, and then I can go in here and craft those up. They go very quickly, but they do get some experience in there, so I can work up crafting. I'd like to get the best of this stuff that I can, set my ranged character up. I would like to get the best. The melee gear is going to be the hardest. My magic gear is pretty well set because I've got rune crafting up high enough. I can put this stuff on, which I think I've already put on. But I want to get the best gear that I can, all the best rings that I can, and get the assortment of stuff that's sitting out there and try to figure out what combination of stuff is going to allow me to take on that final boss. And part of it's going to be leveling up some of these skills, and part of it's going to be going and running the dungeon, the Slayer areas, and working up attack and defense. The melee side, I need to go back and figure out what melee gear I can put on because I'm limited. I can't get past, what are we on? I can't even do Augite gear. So the only thing I can do is Corundum gear. And I don't know what melee gear we have that you get in combat that's better than what you get in smithing. Because I think once you get Divinite, that's kind of it. Like, Divinite's the last good gear you get. I don't think any of these offer any kind of armor. So I don't want that. I want this. Like, you get this blazing helmet, which is fine. Then I get a sword. I think the lightning helmet's more magic. The lightning sword would be good to have. The amulet to get the frost spark and all that would be good. This just gives you that spear. You don't really get anything useful there. This is all summoning gear. And then you're at the Herald fight. Slayer areas. I don't think any of this stuff drops anything. All the stuff that I need is in here, but it's 120 gear. So I'm really kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place on the melee side. Like, I have no gear that's better. So we're going to have to sort that out. Well, the one thing I could get is the Leviathan shield for damage reduction and stuff like that. But like, I don't really have much options for offense. Or other defense besides that shield. The freezing touch thing, maybe. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot there. So this is going to be an interesting one because I can gear up my ranged, I can gear up my magic, but I'm going to have a hard time on the melee side of things. So that's kind of what I'm working on, is just trying to figure that puzzle out, how I'm going to tackle it. And I'm just kind of parked on some things in the background. I should go and get all these, whatever these things are, these enhancements. I should go and try to get those, get the pets out of them, whatever pets apply and stuff like that. One thing I wasn't sure of whether I wanted to do or not was to go into the Abyss at all. So on the one hand, I could go into it and start my township stuff up. I know not much applies, if anything, to the regular game from the Abyss, but I could at least get the township started. But on the other side, and a little more, I don't know, kind of a thing that I don't have to, like, this is such a piddly thing. It adds the little skill numbers under here that I don't have to see right now. So I don't have to worry about them if I don't put them on. I don't really care about them, but then again, I could be building up the township side of it and letting that go. So anyway, I'm not sure what I want to do with that. And right now I'm just kind of tinkering around. I'll probably do fishing. I might get fire making up to 100. I definitely want to get astrology to 120 because that would let me get obstacle 15. That one's doable. And I can go and once I get that done, then I'll have up enough, I could build up enough carrion logs and mine up enough divinite and do some slayer tasks. Then I could buy this elite pillar, which would also help with the combat situation. So I could get that. So it's going to be a little bit of time, trying to get whatever bolts or arrows or armor or weapons and stuff like that. This is going to take a little bit. So this is kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm focusing on the expansion with my standard account and just kind of tinkering around with all that. And I figure that's a good time to let this just idle in the background. So that's what it's been doing. So anyway, that is what we've got going on, and that will do it for this episode. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.